What's happening, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing. Boy, I'm so freaking hyped, man. Oh, I'm so hyped about this deck, dude. I keep practicing and playtesting with it. I did the combo video already, and after doing the combo video, I modified my extra deck to be able to do all the combos. There are quite a few cards I'm missing. Like, I'm missing the second Firewall Dragon and the second Gaia Saber and possibly a Link Spider. I'm not missing the Link Spider, I actually have that, but I need those two cards and an extra deck. And it's just like some tweaking that I'm still doing slowly but surely. But basically, I have the deck where I want it to be. I just need to pick up the actual cards that I'm going to be proxying today. I want to proxy them for today just so that I can explain to you my card choices and the reasoning why I play it. And I didn't want to, like, you know, be like, all right, well, there's still certain cards that I'm not playing yet. I'm basically doing this because I'm finished. This is where I want the deck to be. I'm not really going to change it much after this. The main thing that's a problem right now is the extra deck. I wish the extra deck could just be 20 instead of 15. That would, like, fix so many problems that I have. But it's so insane. The combos are crazy. Like, this deck is just all about combos now. It's, like, more about combos than it's ever been because Link format did this deck justice. Without further ado, let's hop right into this main deck. So we're playing 2 copies of Black Dragon, the best monster in the deck. I want 3 so bad. I'm still trying to find the 3rd. You want to get to this card as fast as possible. So you play 2 copies of him, but then you also have the Brilliant Fusions and a Predaplant Engine. So you have basically 6 other extenders to get you to this card. The deck's all about Black Dragon. It's just like a Black Dragon deck. Using him in this deck just enables so much more combos than you ever could have done. This monster is ridiculous. The fact that he gives you the on-field protection for your barrier statue, which is the newest addition to my deck, it's mad insane. This deck now became similar to Spirals, where it's all about just making boards. Before, Gym Knights were just a deck that could OTK the crap out of you because they could just fuse like a million times, but you would leave the fusion monsters on field and just like pray for the best. But now what we're doing is we're using those fusion monsters to make Link monsters and make the board a lot more satisfying and impressive. So you play 2 Black Dragon. I explained to him in the last video. If you guys don't know what this guy does, he basically lets you special summon himself from hand or grave by banishing 3 earth monsters. And then while he's on the field, rock monsters basically just can't be destroyed. In addition to that, if he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 3 rock monsters from your deck to your hand, up to 3, whose levels exactly equal 8. And in this deck, you play so many different levels. There's a lot of ways that he actually allows you to add 3 rock monsters from your deck to your hand. So this card is like the best card in your deck. He's just retarded. It doesn't make sense. Like, I for one am mad at myself for not playing this card before in my Gym Knights. I put him in like 4 months ago, I think. And I wish I had just been playing him since the Dark Illusions, but I actually hadn't done anything with my Gym Knights in a while. And so when I dusted them off, you know, took them off the shelf and decided to like start upgrading them again, I realized just how powerful they have been this whole time, and I've just been sleeping on it. 3 Gem Armadillo. Aside from Black Dragon, he's the best monster in your deck. There's a lot of combos where you need him for them. I wish there was another way to search him, but you're playing him as a 3 of because you have to see him. You don't have to, but you're fiending for this card. You're itching, like you need to have this card in your hand because it's so darn good. 3 Gem Armadillos. He does more now than he ever did because of the combos. And then we played the next best monster in order. In 3rd place, we have Obsidian. He is the best monster for you to fuse with, because he not only loads your grade with the earths that you need, but he summons the free body on the field, which can be used as an extension fodder for either your Baguska or for another Link summon or for another fusion summon, or to just become Black Dragon food in the future. He is like, honestly, between these 3, it's really hard to say. Black Dragon has these guys beat, but between Gem Armadillo and Obsidian, it's really hard to say which one's better because Obsidian is he's just retarded. He's insane. You can trigger his effect off of Prismara by destroying a card and then use him to special summon. You can fuse with him. It's just so many different ways to get his effect off. He is like broken for so many reasons. Obsidian should be like a $30 card because of what you can do with him, honestly. And then we play the next best, which is 3 Lazulis. Obsidian and Lazuli are what you want to be fusing with, so you want to search them right away. If you can't search them, you're just trying to draw into these cards as fast as possible because they're just retarded. They're so retarded. I'm on debate on whether or not I play Into the Void in this deck just to draw faster, because your combos, you basically like, you're gonna try to burn through everything anyways and end with some kind of board with a fusion next to a couple links, or just Baguska, or like I said, a fusion, a couple links, and then a Paradox fusion to have more negation to make your board more solid. So it's really, really powerful for a lot of reasons, but basically you're just trying to fuse with her and Obsidian as much as possible. You need to see these cards. That's why Gem Armadillo is so broken. And then we play the best monster that you're using Lazuli and Obsidian with is Amber. I'll only play Amber this time. I had Tourmaline, I had Sardonyx, Tourmaline Sardonyx right here. I had Sapphire, I had Iolite. Because I modified my extra deck so much to squeeze in all these extra XYZs and Link monsters, I had to take out certain fusions. So what I did, when I took out those fusions, I took out the monsters that were used to make those fusions because they would be a waste at that point. So Sardonyx was used to make the Pyro fusion, which is Citrine. Sapphire and Iolite were used to make Amethyst, and also the Aquamarine. But now that I'm not playing those cards, I decided to just take them out. So Amber is the most important monster in your deck. Not the most important monster in your deck, but like I'm playing these in order. She's the most important Gem Knight name to fuse with. Lazuli and Obsidian are the fodder that you always want to fuse with, but she's the name that basically they're looping around, if it makes sense. Because you're always adding her back from graveyard to hand with Lazuli, and you're always special summoning her from your graveyard off of Obsidian. So you just keep looping this same card. Once you see one Amber, you can use that one Amber in tandem with these and this to burn through your entire extra deck. You can use this one monster as fusion fodder. Because I'm playing the correct names where she can actually make all your fusions herself. And also her effect is extremely relevant. I'm debating whether or not I play 3 of this card, but right now I'll only have 2 to my name. So it's not like I could play a third if I wanted to. But basically her field effect when she's normal summoning, because she's a Gemini, which you can actually normal summon her pretty easily. Again, she lets you discard a Gem Knight card, add 1 banished monster from your banished zone to your hand, which is important because you add back Obsidian and keep extending your combos so you can make more Link monsters and more fusions. 2 Amber, she's just redunculous. And then you also play the 1 Lapis. Lapis is extremely important because she's the monster that I always want to send off of Brilliant Fusion to make my Zirconia. If it's not her, then I'm going to be sending Crystal Rose, but more than likely I'll always send Lapis because she's so broken. And then of course you can send Lapis, Lazuli, and Amber off your Brilliant Fusion just to make Lady Brilliant Diamond if you already have access to your Block Dragon. But most importantly, you're using Brilliant Fusion to get to Block Dragon faster because this monster will pay for itself in more ways than 3. It's just insane. And Lapis also lets you make Lapis Lazuli, which is a fusion who can virtually burn your opponent to death in this double loop where you make 1 Lapis and you already have 6 monsters on field. You burn your opponent for 3,000, then you fuse that into Master Diamond, burn your opponent for another 3,000, so they're left at 2,000. At that point, it's just like 1 poke will get it. So there's like a lot of combos. There's a lot of ways you can win with this deck, and it's just so darn fun. But these are the 3 Gem Knight names that you use in rotation with the Lazuli and Obsidian. Because Lazuli and Obsidian only work on normal monsters. You can't use them on their cells. So you have to have targets, and these are the 3 targets. Really, really broken. Once you see 1 normal, like 1 vanilla target, you're good to go. Because Lazuli and Obsidian will just keep getting that back for you to just keep fusing with it, which is really insane. And then you're playing the Predaplant engine. I only own 2 Orphis, Ophiris, Scorpion. I would be proxying a 3rd, but I kind of feel like I'm proxying enough right now. Like there's a lot of work I need to do, like on buying the actual cards that I need. But I'm playing proxies because I've been doing a lot of combo videos, or just a lot of combos in general with those proxies, getting used to playing with them. So this should be 3 Scorpio and 1 Darlingtonia Cobra. Because this is your way to additionally get to your Brilliant Fusion, and then you make your Mystis Radiant, use that to summon your 1,000 Blades and make your free Mystis Radiant. I'm sorry, why did I say make your Mystis Radiant? You make your MX Saber Invoker off of this after you search for Brilliant Fusion, and then use MX Saber Invoker in turn to summon your 1,000 Blades. It's similar combo from Lightsworns, and you make Mystis, play Brilliant, and then you dump this guy, make your Zirconia, and then your field is going to be fat after that. It's going to be insane. So this is like, it's more powerful than the other combo that I just showed you guys, but I'm going to do another, like I said, I'm going to do a part 2, which revolves around this and Gem Knight Fusion. If you open with this, a monster in Gem Knight Fusion, you can make like any board you want. And then my extenders, these are extenders. The Predaplant engine is an extender. It's not mandatory. But I was like, the only monster you're actually going to normal summon is going to be Gem Armadillo. So if you're not normal summoning Gem Armadillo, like you really need another good normal summon. There's no point in normal summoning Amber when you can special her off of Obsidian and then double summon her with Seraphinite. So I'm like, why not just play a good normal summon? So the Predaplant engine made a lot of sense to me to search Brilliant, because you can already search for your Gem Knight Fusion and you're off of your absorb. But granted, you can actually search absorb fusion, brilliant fusion, and gem knight fusion off this combo. You're really using it for brilliant. And then 1 crystal rose. Crystal rose is another extender of mine. I like to use it a lot to dump my lazuli for the names, and then use lazuli to fetch another card to add back to my hand, and then fuse with this as lazuli to make a big one like Lady Brilliant or Master Diamond. Or as a light monster, you can use it for Seraphinite fodder, which is another thing that it comes in handy for. And it keeps special summoning itself. It's also a level 2 rock, which is pretty important because your block dragon can be resolved. Sometimes it's important to leave this in main deck. If I'm trying to use double obsidian, when I resolve my block dragon, I'll search for 2 obsidians and 1 crystal rose, because those level added up still equal 8, and then I'll have double obsidian, which will mean I can make a lot of link monsters. And my proxy 1000 blades, I had 1000 blades in my Lightsworn deck, but I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Oh man, I just can't find it. So I'm playing a proxy. This is actually Heroic Challenger 1000 blades. Basically, if you take damage while he's in the grave, you summon him back. But the most important thing is you're summoning him off of MX Saber Invoker just for the combo. So that's the first proxy. And then we play the last 2 monsters are Gem Turtle and Berry Statue of Droughts. Gem Turtle is not really that important to search Brilliant Fusion because it's kind of slow, but what makes it so important is actually you need this to resolve your Ties of the Brethren, because he's a level 4 Earth Rock. This is a level 4 Earth Rock, and your Gem Armadillo is a level 4 Earth Rock. This deck is this is the most competitive build I can come up with Gem Knights. Originally, it was a super fun deck, and yeah, the other deck profile that I showcased had like the Solemns and stuff like that. But I wanted to make more impressive boards and make the deck as competitive as possible. So I incorporated a lot of extenders to make your boards unbreakable. And then also the Berry Statue, which is an added plus because Zoo format doesn't exist. So Trident isn't around. And only, I guess, Quick Fix and Super Agent and Helix can be brought out. But then, like, you have to try to attack over him. If you can't, you just sit on the Helix and that's it. And that's the only deck. Spirals are actually the only deck who can summon under this Berry Statue. Because ABCs cannot. Trickstars, Paleozoic, Magicians, they cannot. Magibullets cannot. Infernoids cannot. Invoked, maybe. Yes, they can. For spells, we play 3 Pot of Desires. The reason why I play 3 of this is because this deck is so combo-oriented. There's certain cards that I have to see. If I don't see them in my opening hand, I'm either A, sad, or B, feeling like I'm going to lose. And it can be a combination of both. I might be just both. But I'm playing 3 pots because I really want to draw the certain cards that I need for the 3-card combo that I explained to you guys. If this can draw you at least one of those 3 cards, you'll more than likely already open up a 2 because there are 3 ofs that are searchable by 3 ofs. So you play like 9 copies of the certain cards. And because everything in this deck that's mandatory is at 3, Pot of Desires makes sense. It's just such a broken freaking spell in this deck particularly. I really need to resolve Pot as fast as possible if I don't open up on my combo, and pray for the best that this does draw me into my combo. And like I said, everything's at 3, so Pot makes sense in this deck. And yes, I do play 3 pots because I want to see it that bad. This deck is just trying to go off as soon as possible. In tandem with that, we play 3 Absorb Fusion. These spells get you to what you need. This searches for virtually any Gem Knight card, which more than likely you're going to search for Gem Knight Fusion. If you already have Fusion, you can use this to search for Obsidian, Lazuli, or Amber if need be. So it's just a really, really powerful card. And it also happens to be a Fusion built into it. And it has Fusion in its name. I'm going to be saying the word Fusion a lot because that's what this deck's really about. So 3 Absorb and 3 Pot of Desire, which are basically your combo fetchers. You can say like combo fetchers if it makes sense. They fetch the cards you need. And then 3 Gem Knight Fusion, the best spell in the deck. And then 3 Brilliant Fusion, which I'm proxying because I don't have my Brilliant package right now. Brilliant Fusion is like the freaking tits in this deck. It's so good. All I need to do is resolve it one time and everything in my extra deck is going to be gone. So I don't even need to resolve anything else. It's just so good. In tandem with that, we're also playing 3 Ties of the Brethren. This spell I'm also playing at 3 because it's another combo piece that I really like to see in addition to my opening hand. So if I draw the 3-card combo and I happen to draw this, I can end with the Firewalls and the Baguska and still have a Barrier Statue right next to it. Firewall cannot go to defense, so his effect can be activated still. He's co-linked with Gaia Saber. And then you have Baguska that says, nah, you can't really do any effects. And then Barrier Statue is like, no, you can't special summon. So it's like, you can't special, you can't activate effects, but you can normal summon. And then Firewall's like, bounce your normal summon next turn, attack for game. So Ties of the Brethren makes a lot of sense. I'm mad at myself for not playing it in the past. There's actually no Gem Knight deck or list that actually plays Ties in its list, except for mine, which makes it stand out even more than it already does. For traps, we just play 3 Paradox Fusion, which really does help. It's another card like Ties of the Brethren that's like icing on the cake to the board that I'm trying to make. I mean, it's just another problem that your opponent has to deal with, and it can bait out a lot of cards, especially cards that would have killed you in the first place. And then 2 gem enhancement. Because I burned through my extra deck so fast, fetching my fusions from grave is more relevant. And of course, they go to the main monster zone and not the extra zone, which is a plus. So you can, like, for example, normal summon Baby Lazuli, tribute her off with this, get her effect to add from grave to hand. And this will special summon one of your fusions that you, like, basically lost access to. For example, if I used all of my Gem Knight fusions, I can use this to get one of them back to at least have one. So it's really nice. And it saves me in the battle phase to help me to just kill my opponent as fast as possible. Extra deck is the King and the Queen, which these are basically used to overwhelm your opponent and to make the combos more broken because they literally let you double up on effects. Like, she gets you to fusions you couldn't make in the first place, and he lets you double up on effects. They're both broken for a lot of reasons. You have to play them. 2 Zirconia, which I'm trying to bump to 3 because he's like one of the easiest and most important fusions to make. 2 Prismara. These are the ones I make the most. And then Lapis Lazuli and my Proxy Seraphinite. That's going to sum up the fusions. Prismara and Zirconia actually get used to make, they get made to make the combo happen. And because of that, like, that's why I only play Amber, because I just use this fusion for Amber. And then he's anything, because all your monsters are either A, Gem Knights, or B, Rocks. It makes sense. And then we play Firewall, Proxy, Gaia Saber, Double Missus Radiant. There's a lot of things I want to change about this. Like, there should be 2 Firewalls, and there should be 2 of this. And I really want to play 3 Misses because you burn through it so fast. So what I've been finding myself doing is using Prismara to pop Misses and then add a Misses back, or add Obsidian back and just keep going. And then Proxy just makes sense because it helps you to actually do the co-link combo. That's the main reason. Proxy ain't here for the protection, he's here for the co-link. And there's a way for you to extra link. I just don't play enough links in my deck to do so right now. But if I played the Link Spider, it would be totally possible. And then Baguska and another Proxy, I'm sorry, it's MX Saber Invoker. So yeah, that sums up the deck profile. Be sure to stay tuned for all the updates. This is a deck that I'm really hyped about right now. I'm trying to make Gem Knights great again. Thank you guys so much. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Peace.